me, my sweet pumpkin, what happened to your Halloween? I know, they're not exactly making trick-or-treating or costume parties easy now, are they? Ugh, these are definitely not the kind of masks we had in mind. But I'm sensing it's more than just indifference that's making you consider skipping it altogether. Let me gaze into my magic crystal ball where I can see you more clearly. Ah, there you are. Beautiful, by the way. Do you know what I see? I see in you a vibrant spirit who's been through so much this year. So much that you've woken up to the vast realm of possibilities in this life. And the usual Halloween stuff just isn't enough for you anymore. If you're going to do something this time around, you want it to be something more meaningful, something more magical, something more soulful. Well, my glorious goddess, I have in my bag of tricks just what you're looking for. A new enchanted tradition that will let you take part in what this season is really all about. So this year, in celebration of Halloween, we're going to forget about the Great Pumpkin and remember your soul. But first, we're going to need to travel back in time just briefly to the origins of the mysterious All Hallows Eve. Have you ever heard of Samhain? It looks like it should be pronounced Samhain, but the Irish say Samhain it is. It was the annual autumn Gaelic festival observing the end of the harvest, a tradition that was rooted in ancient pagan beliefs. It was what they referred to as the dark half of the year, and time for villagers to declare, Game of Thrones style, that winter is coming. All the livestock were brought down from the summer pastures, with some chosen as food to get the villagers through the cold, dark months ahead. Ritual bonfires were lit all across the land for ceremony, cleansing, and protection. It was a time of gratitude and hope. Gratitude for the harvest and hope to make it through the winter with food, warmth, and life. But Samhain was also brimming with the mystery of all the unknown that lie ahead. The celebrations took place from Samhain night, October 31st, through to Samhain Day, November 1st. They believed that that time of the year was when the veil between this world and what they called the other world was the thinnest. When spirits, fairies, gods, and the souls of the dead could most easily pass through the doorway between realms and come over to visit this side. To keep the visitors happy, the villagers would leave food and drink for them and set a place at the table for the souls of their departed relatives who would be coming home for just that one night. Other villagers would dress up like the spirits and then go door to door asking for their share of the offerings that had been set aside. Now, you might be asking, what in Samhain does all this have to do with my Halloween? And you might be wondering, what does it have to do with my soul? Well, indulge me in just a bit more time travel and you'll have the answer to your haunting question. When Christianity was introduced to the world, some believers eventually brought their own set of practices to recognize and honor martyred saints and those departed souls who had left earth but hadn't reached heaven yet. All Hallows Day, which is also known as All Saints' Day, took place on November 1st. All Souls' Day took place on November 2nd. And the traditional vigil before the holidays took place the night of October 31st, called All Hallows Eve. Together, the 3 days were known as All Hallowtide. These are the roots of what you and I know as Halloween. Similar festivals and holidays were and are celebrated around the world in all different ways. Like the Japanese Buddhist tradition of Obon, the festival of souls to honor the spirits of one's ancestors. Pitru Paksh in India, where fires are lit to allow the souls of past generations to cross back over to Earth temporarily to be with their families. Or the Mexican tradition of Dia de los Muertos, the ancient Aztec tradition of celebrating the souls of the dead by holding colorful musical graveyard celebrations and leaving bountiful feasts and offerings for the deceased to enjoy for just one night. All these festivities are very different and yet very similar in many ways. But the way in which they are the most similar, they are all about remembering souls. And that, my marvelous candied apple, is where you come in. These reverent occasions are all about remembering souls, souls that have passed over and moved on to the next realm. For us, however, for you and me, we're going to hail Halloween by celebrating a soul very much in the present. Your soul. And what better way to do that than to remember what makes you so worth celebrating? In honor of Halloween, you can create your own vibrant festival of the soul, your soul. You can do this charmed ritual between October 31st and November 2nd, or any time of the year your spirit calls on you. You can take part on your own, or you can invite the dear ones and mighty companions in your bubble to join you. Enchanted step number 1. Create a soul-worthy, sacred space. Make your space as simple or elaborate as you wish. The goal here is to create the kind of positive energy that resonates within you. For you, soul-worthy might mean a setting that's peaceful and reverent, or it might be brimming with enchantment and wonder. Setting a table with bowls of seasonal fruits, vegetables, and flowers will bring in the traditional symbolism of the harvest. And it will serve to remind you of the overflowing abundance in your life. Don't forget, these soul festivals often took place in nature to be closer to the nature spirits. So if you can go outside, that's even better. Enchanted step number 2, gather your offerings. A tradition that's treasured across all of the Hallows celebrations was appeasing the souls and spirits that crossed over to visit. That was done with food and drink, and the living made sure it was their loved ones' favorites. In our case, the one that you're working to delight is you. So be sure you have the kinds of treats that create an energetic balance between making you feel indulged and honored, but still healthy, strong, and nourished. Fill your cornucopia and let yourself receive it in gratitude and grace. It's your offering to you. Enchanted step number 3, remember. This step is the real point of it all. To explore and remind yourself of the most beautiful aspects of your soul. I say remember because often by the time we're adults, we've lost sight of so much of our truth and the awareness of what makes us incredible and unique. Or we disregard our gifts because we think they're not valued by society or those around us. We have to break the spell of those artifacts of our human lifetime and reclaim our recognition of our limitless, magical nature as a part of the infinite energy from which we came. For enchanted step number 3, you'll want to have something to write on. You'll begin making a glorious list and label it Soul Rememberings. On it, you will write down every wonderful, bewitching thing you have ever known about yourself. Write down everything, even if you think it's a stretch or believe that you only possess it in the tiniest amounts. Even if someone else told you and you didn't really believe them at the time. Even if you think that gift is long gone, or hope it might take place in the future. Write it all down. Defy any ghosts or goblins of insecurities that are binding you and rise high above them to declare your freedom and infinite potential. If you struggle to begin, visualize yourself as a small child and start by listing the things you love about that version of you. When we're children, we are the closest to our soul's truth. As we grow, the influences around us can lead us away from that. Now is your chance for the child within you to reclaim anything that was lost or forgotten. Keep writing until you are certain there is nothing left to write. Enchanted step number 3 is meant to remind us that we are indeed spirits, spiritual beings having a very human experience, and that we have so much to offer this world and this lifetime. In these moments of writing, we will begin to realize that our Halloween soul celebration is not so different from the ones around the planet and across time. When we were born, our soul crossed over into this realm to live life on this planet. We'll stay for much more than one hallowed eve, but someday we too will go back to the magnificent source from which we came. That list you create, it's your chance to remind yourself of the magnificent gifts and treasures you've brought with you to the cosmic table, and to celebrate your presence here and now. Enchanted step number 4, celebrate. When you're finished with your list, read again every item and tattoo it into your mind, the brilliance your soul carries with it, and all of the beautiful facets within you. Take a vow to make every day a pursuit of your soul's truth, to remember the magic and blessings within and around you. And when you've done all that, celebrate. Go to your gorgeous table of abundance and gratitude, accept your offerings to yourself, listen to your favorite music, dance and sing if you wish. Promise yourself to live in your authentic nature so that every day of your life can be a celebration of your soul, the soul that exists here and now. Make this ritual an annual event and promise yourself you will not leave your brightest gifts hidden while you're here. Don't wait for others to try and remember and celebrate them long after you've moved on from this realm.